Hello, I'm Coach Red, and today's topic is boundaries. Do you have boundaries with your kids? Do you not have boundaries with your kids? And what does that look like in the real world? To get more information on who I am, what I do, and how I can help you, check out my website, coachred1.com. That's the number one, coachred1.com, where we have lots of blog posts and lots of information and quizzes and things that will help you have peace and love in your family. Reach out to me if you ever need anything at info@coachred1.com. Today's topic is boundaries. What does that even mean? Well, I had Google define that for me, and Google says unhealthy boundaries involve a disregard for your own and others' values, wants, needs, and limits. They can also lead to potentially abusive dating and romantic relationships and increase the chances of other types of abusive relationships as well. When someone has a lack of boundaries, it translates and shows up as a disconnect with themselves. So why? Because a disconnect with yourself is when you can't read that instinct, that thing in your body that says, something's not right. Maybe I don't want to be so close to this person. Maybe this person shouldn't be so close to me. When you don't have boundaries at home, it shows up as somebody who just can't read those alarms and those instincts that are in your heart and in your gut. It means that you don't have any personal boundaries, because at home we teach personal space, personal boundaries, personal space, and then we also teach what to do on the outside. But if you are in your home standing too close together or kissing on the lips, which in some cultures, in some families, that's okay. I get that, but for the purpose of this video, kissing your child, holding them really close, snuggling them with the nose when they're teenagers. I'm not talking about 3-year-olds. We're talking teenagers here. So if you're snuggling too close all the time, kissing on the lips, snuggling the nose, you allow your teenager to grab your phone and just flip through your photos without asking. You roughhouse with your kid on a regular basis rather than say, I love you. Or you do something with them, you play with them, you get silly with them, and then suddenly you get frustrated and you're like, wait a minute, it's gotta stop. And you suddenly halt that behavior when you've had enough. All of that is very gray boundaries. It's like, this is okay, oh, it's not okay. So that's very unclear and fuzzy to a child. How does your having no boundaries at home translate and look to others when they're on the outside? Your teenagers will stand too close to people. They may touch them while talking to them without permission. So touch them on their shoulder, touch them on their arm, touch their hands. Not everybody's okay with that, but we have to teach them that that's not okay on the outside. And if you're kissing them at home and touching them really close, well, how do they know about side hugs as they get taller? Nobody's teaching them about side hugs if you're not teaching them about side hugs. And if they're grabbing someone else's phone, just like they're grabbing your phone, plenty of people have photos in their phones that they look at themselves for purpose of weight loss, for purpose of intimate relationships, that your child cannot lay eyes on. And it's not up to random people to have nothing on their phone. It's up to your child to know, I don't grab people's phones without asking. I don't look through things on people's phones, through their texts without asking. We have to teach them that at home. We don't do that. They're not allowed to just grab your phone. They also need to learn about social distance. Just, do I stand this close? Do I stand this close? Do I look people in the eye? Do I look off to the side? In American culture, we look people in the eye when we talk to them. And in Japanese culture, you do not. So I don't know what culture you're coming from, but are you in a culture where people look each other in the eyes or not? Teach them that at home. If you're roughhousing, like I mentioned before, like maybe they have a special friend and they're roughhousing with them, but that special friend is smaller than them and they can't roughhouse with them. They have to take more care and be more gentle with that other person. Or are they roughhousing with their grandmother because you think you make it like it's okay? It's not okay to roughhouse with your grandmother. Maybe they're more frail than you are. You have to show your kids that there are other ways to show love instead of being extra close, touching before asking, and roughhousing with someone. Another way that it shows up when your kids don't have boundaries is asking personal questions too soon in a relationship, or asking inappropriate questions altogether. How much do you weigh? What do you make? How much money do you earn by doing that? It's fine in a store when you want to know how much something costs so that you could buy it, but it's not okay to ask your teacher how much she earns. Kids don't know what questions are private or personal unless we have boundaries at home. Now, I'm not saying your kids, I guess in some families, they can know what their parents generally make. And no, maybe that's a boundary. It really depends a lot on your culture. Here in America, we don't generally tell our kids exactly how much we make. We say we're comfortable. We say we're struggling, or we're on welfare, it's not easy. Those things are part of reality in your family, but not, yeah, we make $200,000 together. You have to set a boundary like that. That's inappropriate to be telling your kids that. If you never do self-care, never have time by yourself, never have time on your own, your teenager will be monopolizing all of your time, and then they will expect that of others. So maybe that's fine in your household and you have nothing else to do but be with your teenager and drive them places and do whatever it is they want and make them the foods that they want. If that happens in your household, that will be expected on the outside. They're going to expect, when your teens are outside of your household, they are going to expect that kind of treatment outside of the home, and they will just demand too much of other people's time, and it's too much. They will text you 20, 30 texts because, not you, they will do that on the outside because that's okay on the inside of the house. Or they will call somebody regularly. Call, hang up, call, hang. Just give somebody a break. Give them time to call you back. They're busy. But if you allow that at home, how are they going to know that's not okay? They also might blurt things out quickly and then go, oh, just kidding, just kidding. To cover themselves up, they say, just kidding. But they've just blurted something out. If they don't learn to pause before talking, how are they going to know that they can't just say that on the outside? If you don't model these behaviors at home, then they're not going to learn. You can't teach them without doing these same. Allow them to individuate. If you do the things that I'm telling you and teach your kids boundaries, they will individuate. They will begin to dream of doing things on their own and being in healthy partnerships and becoming productive members of society. That's the outcome of having healthy boundaries. Boundaries need to be clear and consistent. So whatever it is that you set up as a guideline for your family, always make that a boundary. No, you can't take my phone without asking, ever, ever. Remember one thing, and this is how I'm going to end this video. Remember one important thing. Love and accept your children unconditionally. They need you, and they need your boundaries. Thank you for watching. You can always check me out at CoachRed1.com for lots of blog posts and videos and other important information that you can use as a parent or in life. Please subscribe and click the notification button so that you never miss a video from Coach Red.